Hey folks, Ryan here from Mr. Rau's Gaming, and I've got another really special episode here for you today where I'm going to be taking a look at my top games that I'm really looking forward to in 2024 that are coming out in 2024. Now, if you are enjoying the content that is on this channel, I highly recommend that you hit the like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and hit that notification bell to get notified every time that new videos come out. Now, this is going to be a slightly shorter than average video because, well, I'm just going to be talking about games that I know that are going to be coming out in 2024. I'm excited for them to come out this year. But I don't really know a ton about these games. So I'm just going to be kind of touting out that I am very excited for these games to come out. And then hopefully I have a chance to play them in 2024. But these are the ones that I've got really a lot of hype around so far. So let's get right into the list. The very first one we're going to be talking about is Andromeda's Edge, designed by Luke Laurie and Maximus Laurie, and published by Cardboard Alchemy, Frosted Games, and I believe Lucky Duck Games have their hand in this one as well. Andromeda's Edge, it's a Luke Laurie design, and I'm really a big fan of Luke Laurie designs. He does some really interesting things around worker placement, and so I am very intrigued. And plus, I've also heard rumblings that this is kind of like a successor-ish to, what was that other one? The Dwellings of Eldervale. So I'm really intrigued by that one. I actually kind of liked Dwellings of Eldervale, actually, enough. Didn't stick around in my collection, but I've heard that they've improved on that gaming system, and now they've actually put it into a theme that I really enjoy, which is sci-fi and space and everything like that. So I am extremely intrigued by Andromeda's Edge. It should be arriving this year. I did go on the full Game Found campaign for it, so I am excited for this one to drop on by. But there's just a few that I feel that are a little bit more exciting, like my video game days, a video game that I played a lot of in my younger years before I turned into a board gamer. And that is Metal Gear Solid, coming to us from Come Games and designed by Emerson Matsuuchi, which, if you don't know the story behind this game, there was a lot of talk that this game was actually never going to be produced. This game has been in the development for a long time. The original people that were I can't even remember how long it's been, that were going to bring this game into existence, that company never existed anymore, and then there was a whole big fight over the licensing and who was going to pick it up, and now finally it's going to be coming out in 2024 from Come Games, and Emerson Matsuuchi's brilliant design mind is going to finally come out in Metal Gear Solid, the board game. This thing looks absolutely fantastic. It's going to be one of those fantastic storytelling, story-driven, mission-based, solo, big cooperative type games where they're touting that the missions themselves have multiple ways to conclude, and therefore, I believe that would mean branching of storylines. There's a comic book that comes with, or sorry, not a comic book, but a graphic novel that comes with the game. So I'm very, very excited that this game that I really, really enjoy, the Solid Snake and the Snake series of Metal Gear Solids that I played a ton of on my PlayStations across the years, finally getting its proper implementation into a board game, and I can't wait to play it. It's going to have so much nostalgia in it for me that I think that's why it's coming in here as a very highly regarded, highly hyped up game, mainly also because of the story behind it, that we'd actually never even thought that this game was ever going to be produced or published. So very, very excited for that one to come out for us. The next one is a recent discovery of mine, because I recently discovered this video game. Here, talking about video games, got addicted to this one in the summertime and realized that I had missed out on the crowdfunding campaign that was going on in it. So I'm going to hopefully hop in on a late pledge for this one this particular year, that it's going to be coming out. and that is Dead Cells, the roguelite board game, being published by Scorpion Masqué, and it's got a whole schwackload of designers on it. But most notably, I see here Antoine Bauza is part of the design, along with Corentin Lebret, Ludovic Maublanc, and Theo Riviere. Wow, Dead Cells was a very big surprise to me. I was playing it on the Nintendo Switch, and just that whole roguelite behavior of just upgrading your character to go on these big massive runs to hopefully get down to the very end, but then you most likely die. And then you have to go back to the beginning and you start building up your character over again. You go, and then you eventually die again. And they're bringing this experience into a board game, a card game, miniatures, board thing. I don't know a super ton about it, other than I really liked the video game, and I'm very intrigued by what the board game experience is going to be for us this time around. I don't know much more about it. I want to say I'm just hyped up that I want to be able to try it. Hopefully I can get in on a late pledge for this game, because man, it just sounds really cool. And if they can capture that Dead Cell, the video game feels then I got a feeling this would be a really good Mista Rau style of game for us this year. So that's Dead Cell, Scorpion Masqué. All right, another one. It's going to be finally coming out in 2024. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and we're finally going to get this expansion content, new gameplay in this year, and that is Star Realms Rise of Empire, designed by Robert Dowtry and Darwin Castle, published by Wise Wizard Games. And yes, this is that Star Realms game, the classic deck builder battler between two people. But now they are touting that we have a campaign mode to the game that I'm really, where you get to upgrade your cards along the way. I did back this one on crowdfunding, and I did manage to I grabbed the set of cards that come with all the possibilities on the upgrades. Normally, they were touting it as a legacy campaign where you would sticker your cards and change them permanently, but I went in with the pack that actually gives you all of the different card combinations that you could possibly create throughout the game. So I really think like that. I really like that aspect that we're going to be doing a deck building campaign battler, and we're going to be upgrading our cards along the way. As long as they stay true to that very quick Star Realms, that Star Realms gameplay that plays in like that 20 minutes or less type thing. I am super hyped, super excited for this one. I own everything that there is to know about Star Realms, and of course, this product is going to be no different. Star Realms Rise of Empire, really looking forward to playing through that campaign style game that I really enjoy. All right, the next one is I'm very excited that there is going to be another new Stefan Feld game coming out this year, and I'm excited that he's going to be exploring the heavier side of gameplay and the more complex sides of gameplay, and that is going to be the massive Civolution, and I believe they're bringing it in from Deep Print Games is going to be publishing it. And yes, Civolution, another Stefan Feld. Looks like it's going to be using massive tech trees, because it is touting that it is a civilization and civilization style game. We're going to be progressing up on tech trees and doing massive card play, combo play, and we're obviously, because it's Stefan Feld, we're going to probably be taking our actions with some sort of dice along the way, which they're saying that it says utilizes a dice selection mechanism to trigger actions on a tech tree like structure. Sold. Now, if you saw pictures of this from Essen this past year, it's got a massive table presence, big player boards, big game board area. I'm very intrigued about what this game is going to be. It's Stefan Feld, one of my favorite designers of all time, bringing us a heavy civilization style of gameplay finally, I'm all in. I can't wait. I want to really see what this is all about. Hopefully, they're touting that it's going to be a 2024 release. Really hope that they're sticking to that, because I would definitely say that this is going to get played this year. Now, coming in at the number 5 most anticipated exciting gameplay of the year is another really, I guess I'm going with heavy and complex this year, I guess, because my next one is going to be the next Vital Lacerda game that's coming out, and that is Inventions, Evolution of Ideas, published by Eagle Griffin Games. And of course, that fantastic artwork by Ian O'Toole is ever so lovely on display. What can I say? This is probably going to be the one that I'm going to say the least about. It's going to be a very heavy, crunchy, complex game by Vital Lacerda, where we are inventors. We're inventing these different pieces of technology across maybe different eras. And from what I gather is that other people that you're playing with around the table, that they can also benefit from your technologies that you invent. And so therefore, there's probably going to be a little bit more player interaction around the things that are getting built and developed, and maybe providing us with new actions. It looks absolutely stunning. It looks like a Vital Lacerda. If you don't know what that means, Google up his name and you will see what I mean. Some of my favorite games of all time, like Lisboa and Vinos, are designed by Vital Lacerda, and I am no stranger to his designs. I love the complexity. I love figuring it out how the gameplay actually works and how to actually efficiently play at his games. It's going to be no different here. Inventions, the Evolutions of Idea. Next one's coming out a little bit later in 2024, but very, very excited to get that one to the team. All right, jumping up in here, number 4. This is a recent announcement, and I'm so excited that this is actually getting produced. And this is Cthulhu Dark Providence by Come On Games. And this is a re-implementation of a game I got to play not a while ago. Really enjoyed it, but it was out of print and hard to find, so I was never going to actually ever get a copy of myself. But this is a re-implementation of A Study in Emerald, designed by Martin Wallace. And this is also Martin Wallace, but also Travis Chance is also in on the design credit here. And I am just super excited that they're bringing back this game. They are it was already a Cthulhu style of game, but now they're actually putting it in their Cthulhu Death May Die universe. So if you actually pre-order this one, you're actually going to get some new investigators to play in your Cthulhu Death May Die game. But this is a Euro style of game where you're going to be trying to win, but there's hidden agendas. You could possibly be a cultist, or you could be one of the investigators along the way. You really have no idea, but you have your own secret agenda of how you're going to score some points throughout this gameplay. And there's really interesting card play that's going on here. Lots of things moving ups and downs, and influences here, influences there. Really intrigued to see what they are going to do with this particular implementation, but I remember really enjoying A Study in Emerald when I got to play it. I'm all in. I am a big Cthulhu Mythos board game fan. If you're a fan of this channel, you already know that. Which kind of also leads into my number 3 most anticipated game of the year, which is also another Cthulhu-based game, and that is going to be the next series, the next campaign in the Arkham Horror the Card Game series, which is titled The Feast of Hemlock Vale. And now, I haven't actually done my research on this one, exactly what this one's all going to entail, but the last campaign that they just came out with, the Scarlet Keys, which was their first in their line, their next in their big line of big box expansions, where they're bundling all the campaign content all together, started doing some really interesting things with this system that they weren't able to do with the old release model of just releasing pack after pack and having a very linear. You can now have things branch, or potentially you unlock things in a different order, or you play through the game in a different order now. I'm interested to see what Hemlock Vale is going to do with this new style of release for the Arkham Horror card game. Of course, that also means there's going to be a brand new investigator expansion box, which is going to give us a whole bunch of new investigators and player cards to play along with this campaign. Really, Arkham Horror, the card game, is my #1 favorite game of all time. I really should do a lot more content. It's just literally a bit harder for me to do content on it, because it is my favorite game. I'm absolutely terrible at the game. I'm just going to put that out there right now. But perhaps if this one comes out a little bit earlier in the 2024, maybe I'll probably do a campaign playthrough of this one, because I am all in on Arkham Horror. I own all of the content for it. This is going to be no different. Really excited to play through. All right. My #2 most anticipated game for 2024 kind of picks up on my last video where I was saying in 2023, some of my top games took a competitive game and turned them and released content, and it makes it now solo/cooperative. And that's what this game is going to end up doing. And this is Santorini, Riddle of the Sphinx. I'm very excited to get to. Santorini is one of our favorite games around in the Mista Rau gaming household. We haven't played it in a little bit of time, but we really love the chess-like nature of moving the pieces, building up the towers, utilizing your god's powers to your best abilities so that you can come out on top. But Riddle of the Sphinx is going to give us a cooperative solo campaign that we can play through, where you're trying to solve the riddles of the Sphinx in this gameplay. And I don't know what else to say about it, because I just love the concept that they're taking these competitive games and they're implementing them with a cooperative style gameplay. Fantastic. And they're doing it with games that I really, really enjoy. So I can't wait for Santorini, Riddle of the Sphinx to come out. I think it's going to be, this was published by Roxley Games. It's also designed by Paul Saxberg and James and Niekirk. So I can't wait. We've been getting regular updates about this game in its crowdfunding campaign, and they are very, very close to fulfilling and delivering this. I can't wait for it to come out in 2024. You'll definitely see content of this game when it does finally come out, because holy smokes, do I love Santorini, and I love that I'm going to be able to play it solo or cooperative now. And finally, my #1 game that I'm most excited for to get delivered this year. I am on the crowdfunding campaign. I can't wait for it to finally come out. And this is it's touting that it's best as a solo experience, which I've kind of turned into as of late as a solo gamer. And that is Witchbound, designed by Thatcher Cohen and published by Dark Doll Games. And Witchbound is just going to be a very big open world, almost kind of like a point and click adventure type of game. Big open world, story driven, exploring these big massive maps and scenes for their kind of secrets, solving some puzzles, unlocking some things along the way. And the story here that says here is the once famous island of Coven Cove hasn't seen a real witch in over 100 years until now. And so you're going to be playing as this witch that's kind of finding themselves in this new world. Really excited about it. I first heard about this game on Riley Stock's podcast, the Board Game Community Show, where he did an interview with the designer. And as of that, and it was from that interview that I listened to, which I highly recommend that you go and listen to, Board Game Community Show, you'll find out that this game sounds ever so lovely. There's been a lot of heart and soul and passion put into this project. There's hours upon hours of content in here, and I can't wait just to experience the game. And that is Witchbound, Dark Doll Games, Thatcher Cohen. I can't wait for it to come. I've been getting the updates on the campaign. Can't wait for it to finally come here. All right, folks. Well, those are my most anticipated games of 2024. What are your anticipated games of 2024? Hopefully they arrive next year. Hopefully you get to play them. Leave a comment for this video if you are interested. Are any of the games that I have proposed here, do any of them seem interesting to you? What are you hyped up to see, receive, or even play in 2024? All right, folks, I've been Ryan of Mista Rau Games, and please, if you have been enjoying the content of these videos, put a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and as always, thanks for watching, y'all. Cheers.